What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Protection. Today, I Bankrupt joining on once again to bring you another exciting episode of Time Wars. And today, we are finally going to the conclusion of Namek. It is Goku taking on Frieza. Frieza has just killed Krillin, and Goku is turning into a Super Saiyan for the very first time. The question is, can Frieza beat Goku this time, or will Goku beat Triumph once more? And joining me in this episode, we got both Trevor and Nick.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And they're the ones who are playing the deck. So Nick was playing Goku and Trevor is playing Frieza. Hope you all enjoy. Guys, let's get into this.
Okay, what do you want us to say?
Well, talk about rules. Keep the deck on theme. It's been a long time since we've done one of these things. Deck should be roughly 80-ish% on theme to the events, or at least what you can do. Also, no secret rares. So, kind of talk about building your all's decks. I know Nick is very familiar with his deck leader, and I think Trevor used to play this one a lot back in the day too. So, it kind of worked out, I feel like.
Yeah, it was beneficial that Adam put together those lists ahead of time and said, hey, pick the ones that you want to pick. And I said, okay. But I don't want to play this other yellow Frieza because that would be not even remotely close in power level of these two decks. So he made the change and allowed me to play this one so that at least it was semi-close going into the match, as opposed to auto lose ahead of time.
Yeah, Clash Q is probably my favorite leader in the whole game, so I felt right at home playing this. I've done multiple builds at different every which way, like just generic green stuff, red, green, you name it, I've done it. So just putting this as just the archetype, which honestly it's not that bad these days. They made some support for it way back when, and it's still pretty decently good.
I think they also got support from last anniversary box with a Z battle card.
Technically, but it's meant for the Dredge Coup leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that Z battle, you can play it, but the Z battle card says if you crit your own life, you can replace it. So it's meant to work with that activate main on that leader where you pop the board.
Yeah, and I played against so many of Nick's versions of this deck. I never know what to go in expecting. He's had some builds of this that are stupid aggro. He's had some that are hand control, but that's kind of hard to fit theme. And then this one was a different build that I've played against before. So it was a lot of fun to play against it. Even if it may end up being frustrating for me as on the other end, it was neat to see how he put it together.
Yeah, one of the things that I've looked at historically is losing hand size, because naturally playing a green deck, they don't have too many draw engines. So that's why I opted to play the Piccolo Unison, just to constantly draw one every turn. And if the off chance I do the dual attack, that's a thing. But yeah, I'm looking to draw cards. That's what I want to do. But tell us about are you playing Frieza swap?
Yeah, I'm playing old red Frieza swap, not fancy new yellow Frieza swap. This is one of the original Frieza swap that was even before this leader. There was another red Frieza leader from before this one. It was one of the first decks I built along Blue Bajin Buu. I'm really familiar with the original engine and kind of updating it over time, over the sets as they come out, and use this leader. So I kind of combined all of my builds across my original one and this one, just because I felt like it to make sure I've stayed on theme. So it's all like Frieza's army or Frieza clan. So it kind of like fits across all the eras that Frieza's been a part of prior to becoming part of Universe 7. Spoilers, I guess. So it was a lot of fun to put together. Ultimately, it feels really slow compared to a lot of like new support that's come out for other decks. Like, for example, like this playing against this Goku deck, it comes to like a certain turn, and he can play a lot more than what I feel like I can play in for the same amount of energy, which is saying something because red is historically low energy cost for power. So you can really tell how far the game's come in terms of speed and power, especially in like this matchup.
For those eagle-eyed viewers, he did try to swing at me with the spaceship.
I was curious when you rested. I was like, oh, is he holding off on the effect? It's been such a long time since I've seen these cards.
It has been such a long time since I last played, aka like what, a month ago?
Yeah, it's true.
And before that, it was like 2 months prior to that, so I'm rusty.
Look, can you imagine this show Frieza just taps the spaceship and flies into Goku?
And deals 6 damage and I win? Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so trying to stay on theme with my super combo choice, I picked Vegeta the Lone Prince. It does a lot for a super combo. Not only is it a draw one when your life's at 4, but on play it makes your opponent pitch a card from hand. So usually with almost all super combos, they have some type of, it's all effects on the comboing portion. So this one's a little unique in the fact that it can do something else besides just giving you a card, which I really like doing as a small interruption play. And for 1 energy, even if you don't get the draw 1 combo, you can almost think of it as like Bionic Blitz, where your opponent pitches a card when you combo, but you're paying 1 for it initially.
And for once, I don't have to worry about the Wombo combo of Bardock plus the Vegeta Lone Prince play. So that was nice.
I'll say I do agree with the super combo choice just because like he was there for it, but it's also one of those things where I was like, I saw you play it, Nick, and I'm like, you just can't get away from that hand control, can you?
It's on theme. I can't help it.
Yeah. And this is one of those situations where King Cold is such a nice card that you can play with Frieza decks when you're playing against decks that aren't swinging at you, to get value at the end of the turn and kind of stack the bottom of your deck in the way you want it and help you awaken on your terms as opposed to exclusively using, like, say, the Vegeta Z battle card. So it helped me stay on theme, though I will not lie, the one Z battle card I have is the Vegeta Z battle card. But I didn't use it the entire night. I played this the whole night. I basically went X3 the whole night, aka I lost every game, but a couple of games I was given because people left, which was nice. But it just reiterated that this deck's just a little bit behind the times right now, but it's still really fun to play. I like the idea of the swap engine. I think if Bandai were to revisit this deck, it needs another strong 3 costs. Because the Frieza Mutable Menace that I have in my energy really helped the deck when it came out. But right now, you have 1 3-cost option that's semi-playable. Like, it has barrier, but you can't swing with it because it's like a 15k. So it just doesn't hold up in the same way.
I think I said it when the yellow swap Frieza came out. This deck was one of those decks where it's like this one was what they used to crawl so the other one could walk, or walk so it could run, vice versa. Like they improved a lot from like going from one swap to the next swap. And also it's just because, power creep's a thing and they kind of had to make a good deck, and yellow Frieza swap is just so good. And when you look back on one of these things, it's kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of value you could definitely add to this deck to help it out a lot. I did forget that you could play cards from the bottom of your deck, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, with King Cold's effect, in combination with this Frieza, basically you search the top 3 on your activate main on the unawakened side. Choose one, I don't know, like Frieza clan or Frieza army, I can't remember which it is. Add it to your hand and you place the other 2 at the bottom of the deck in any order. So basically you bottom deck a 3-cost or a 2-cost Frieza, and then you play it at the end of your turn for free.
Now, is it 3-drop the one that goes into the 5-drop, or I can't remember how it works out?
Yeah, so it's 1 into 2 into 3 into 5.
So potentially next turn you could go into it then. Yeah.
So the idea, of course, is you want to go into the blow up your opponent's board with 5 cost. But and the Doria you can play for free off a spaceship, and then when the Doria pops, you can play a 2-cost Frieza, or in this case I chose Frieza Mutable Menace, So you're able to like keep your board established to try and keep your swap targets rolling. Of course, green with being choose and KO or KO all effects really can keep boards clean better than I think most colors can, other than maybe like red control stuff where it minuses the whole board. But speaking of which, is that all you've got? I love this negate, and fits theme in a way because it came out in the same set. So I just love the negate. I still play it. It's a lot of fun to use.
So, one of the things we don't really see anymore, and this leader is a testament to it, when you have awakenings, it's in this set specifically, it's all draw twos. This leader is an untap two, so you get some really gnarly extension plays. As you can see here, I was able to go into Son Goku Allies in the Heart, which was able to crit myself a life down so I can get to 4 in that awaken range, and now I have 4 just open energy just to play with. In this case, since we're sticking on theme, we're doing Son Goku and intensive training Son Goku. It has barrier, deflect, and then an activate main or battle. You can pitch 5 cards from your drop to your warp that specify certain character names. It's either Krillin, Vegeta, Goku, or Gohan, Kid, and Piccolo. 5 of those send them to the warp. Then you play a Son Goku with energy cost of 5 from your deck or hand on top of the card. And here is the boss monster that was played. I think this came out at set 10, if I'm not mistaken. This Goku is just a crazy lockdown. And also something we don't really see too often, too, is full board wipes. This Goku on play just wipes the board, ignoring barrier. So everything that was set up on his turn is just gone. And then it has a permanent where it can't be removed by skills. So traditionally, it can't be KO'd, can't be set bottom deck, can't be warped, so has really good protection. And then it also has a lingering effect. If there is a 4-drop Goku underneath this card, when it's in rest mode, your opponent pitches 2 cards from hand if they play any card 5 cost or less.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah, a really hurtful lock on the opponent. And so the card is sticky. It's coming into play. It's a 25 double strike inherently, so it's got a little beef to it. It's an overall tremendous card, but to do that you have to hard cast 4 for the other 4-drop, so it is kind of expensive. You normally don't pay 4 for anything anymore, but whenever you're able to get this off, it's tremendous.
Yeah, and you know what Red Frieza Swap really likes playing?
Yeah, cards.
Literally everything 5 and under. So at this point, I'm literally sitting here looking at my hand, counting my cards, looking at his board, seeing he still has 4 life, and I'm just like, can I do anything? Like, this one card single-handedly ruins my entire deck.
I will say, like, if we were to remove the secret rare thing, like, you're in a perfect setup for Frieza's Reborn Army.
Well, I need 5 energy for it, and I have
it is
4.
5. I was thinking 4 for some reason. Oh my god, yeah, never mind.
Well,
Yeah,
even
so
if
I
he
can't
did
even do that.
even if he did Army Reborn, it wouldn't pop the Goku because it can't be removed by skills. So he could play the card, then he would have to swing into it in order to get it off. But
That's true too. Yeah.
yeah, like the protection on this card is nuts. They really ahead of its time, honestly. But it does have that cost restriction where you have to have a Goku underneath it to get the main effect off. So it does have a pretty hefty restriction. But even still, like this whole turn, like I know Trevor didn't really want to do anything, even though his hand was healthy, just because. Especially if Frieza swap, like a swap style deck, you're going to be constantly playing cards going up chain. So every card that's 2, 4, 6 plus cards almost every turn if you wanted to do anything.
Yeah, that's the issue is that, yeah, if I just needed to tap 2 or 3 to play 2 cards, that's fine. That's 4 cards. But the issue is I have to go 1, 2, 3, 5. So that's 8 cards to play basically effectively 1 card.
It's 12 total cards you would need in your hand.
Yeah. So like it's just way too much for me, unfortunately. So here I'm just kind of playing defense. I'll just hold on to my hand and kind of see what happens here.
Yeah, now that everything inherent on my board has double strike, my leader, both my Goku's on board, like every swing I do has kill potential. So it's really easy for me to just push, essentially, just get cards out of the hand. And even still, so right now he negated, but he's got to pitch the 2 from his hand, because doesn't matter when he plays a card, as long as he plays a card, if that's in rest mode, then it happens. So this is honestly, it's a really good floodgate deterrent too. So this won't see any meta relevance at all, just because the cost for it is crazy. But in instances like this where you're playing older archetypes and stuff, it's pretty detrimental.
And there I was fixing my energy because I realized I paid the activate main cost to play the 5 if it were my turn. It's reduced by 2 on your opponent's turn. So
yeah, so now we're going into our kill potential. We're just trying to go for it. The Fated Rivals combo, 3 energy, you get a double striker, dual attacker, your opponent pitches cards from hand. So we just swung for the fences on this and just comboed the whole hand out.
yeah, as soon as he played Piccolo, I was like, you've got it. And he's like, well, let's finish it out. And I said, okay.
Yeah, so we just had to at least get to that negative 15, so we had to at least get to 20.
And with that, we see that Goku once again triumphs over Frieza. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like always, just buttons, links, check them out. And for our next matchup,